Hey everyone, the purpose of this video is to go over digital etiquette, what digital etiquette is, and then our end goal is to send me an appropriate email, something that a lot of us struggle with. So let's just go through the proper and polite way to behave specifically digitally. So our general expectations here is just to be respectful. Words are powerful and everyone's opinions matter. Be careful with your words in discussion posts and your facial reactions in any virtual meetings. Not that we'll have really any virtual meetings per se, but just in case there is one. Reread everything. This is really tough for a lot of us. Check for spelling and grammar mistakes. If there is a red line, fix it before submitting. Also check for tone and avoid all caps. It's really, really hard to read tone in an email, and a lot of times people go the opposite way when it comes to tone. They think that if you're being sarcastic or anything, like, it's hard to read humor sometimes. And then just be aware of your setting. Even though it might be online, this is still a school setting. All communication should be school appropriate, so avoid common text abbreviations, by the way. So we're going to look at video conferencing barely, because I doubt we'll really video conference unless you need to meet with me one-on-one from home, and I will gladly do that. But there is a case we don't even use Zoom anymore. I need to get rid of that and put Google Meet. Email is my big one. I want you to email. I want you to communicate with me, but I also need you to send me emails that make logical sense. And then discussion boards, if we do discussion boards, just make sure that you know that you're communicating with either your teacher or your classmates with the discussion boards, and you need to be respectful. So these are really the two that we're going to talk about. So the video conferencing one is here for you if you want to look at it, but this is only if you plan on, if these are obvious things, and just if you plan on actually video conferencing with me. My biggest one probably here is the be on time one, because my time is extremely valuable, but it's going to be very rare if any of this happens. But again, it's there for us. It's one of the cool things about technology. Now, this one, on the other hand, is one of my biggest pet peeves throughout the year. So communication through email is different from face-to-face. There are certain rules and procedures we have to follow to make sure we get our point across in the most professional way possible. But sometimes it's not even the most professional way possible. Sometimes I get emails that just make no sense. Your entire thing is in the subject line, or you just say broken English to me and I can't understand what you're saying. So the subject line, I swear, this is important and will help get your teacher's attention, but it should be short. I shouldn't see something long in here. For example, if you had a question about an assignment, your subject would be first period ELA digital collage question, or hey, Mr. Black, I have a question. Something super, super simple, super easy to figure out. Now, this is where you would include other email addresses if you are sending to multiple people. All right, but most of the time you'll probably just be emailing me, but it's there for you if you want to copy somebody else on the email. Remember, when emailing your teacher, you're not texting a friend. Here are some pointers to help keep your messages professional. Start with a greeting. Hello, Mr. Black. Good afternoon, Mr. Black. Good evening. How are you, Mr. Black? Just Mr. Black is fine. You should capitalize both the M in my name and the B in my name. There should be a comma after Black. Keep it brief, to the point, and polite. Sometimes we struggle with the polite part. Sometimes we struggle with the to the point part. And with a thank you in your name. Sincerely, regards, goodbye, see you in class tomorrow. Add your class section under your name. This is probably less important for me because I do know where most of you are from. But it's a good practice to start doing because some teachers might not, especially when you get to college. And then here we go, reread for your spelling, for your grammar, and for your tone. So here's a couple example emails. Our first one, you can tell me what you think. So here we have our subject line, looks pretty good. Dear Mr. Black, I hope you are having a great day. I have a question about the digital collage assignment you assigned today. How do I insert the pictures I have saved on my phone into the slideshow? Thank you for your time. Mahogany Jones, second period, A group. Wow, what a perfect email this was, right? Everything looks good. We have a greeting. We have a sign off. We have a short and to the point asking this simple question. Very, very good. Okay, but here are the emails that I get more than I would like. All right. First off, you're screaming at me in your subject line. Not a good start. Not a good start for anyone. You're going to probably get a lecture from your teacher if you see something like this. And then look at this, like, I'm your teacher. Why would you send this to Why would you send this to a teacher? Yeah, yo, brah. I know I turned in that assignment you gave me a 0 for. I just checked the grade book. Why did you give me a 0? Now my mom is going to take away my Xbox, and it's all your fault. Fix it now so I can play my game. Again, you're yelling at the person. All caps, exclamation points signify screaming at somebody. Never a good thing to scream at somebody, especially your teacher. No punctuation. Don't call your teacher bra. Blaming the person in the thing, like just so many problems with this email. So what I want you to do in your Canvas assignment for this course, for this assignment, is rewrite what this email would look like, okay? And then you're going to actually write me your own email, okay? And then discussion boards. Be respectful to other people's thoughts and opinions. Give solid feedback and responses. Avoid just writing me too. Reread and check for grammar, spelling, and tone. So this will be extremely important whenever we get to discussion boards this year. But just like these are the ways that you should be responding to discussion boards. And you guys can read this. You can pause and you can read this. But these are ways. You notice they're complete sentences and just saying, I agree, or yes, or no, or whatever. And there's also no insults here. So once you have completed step 1, write the corrected email in the text box here. There will be a text box here. This is just mine. You will then click on the link below. These are the instructions for actually writing Mr. Black me an email, okay? Email activity. So your directions here, you're going to select a topic and write me an email that follows the expectations outlined below. And every year I have people not follow these 4 expectations. Include an appropriate subject line. My email. You know what would be really good? Here you have topics. Pick one of these topics, and that should be in your topic of your email. Your message should have an opening, be detailed, and answer the topic, which you're again going to choose on slide 3. End with a salutation, your name, and class period. Check your email for spelling and grammar before you send. Now, a lot of us struggle. Your subject needs to be capitalized. Mr. Black or any other proper nouns need to be capitalized, okay? The beginnings of sentences needs to be capitalized. The ends of sentences needs to have a period. So this email is to kind of just test to see how well we are at emailing, but also to kind of just test how do we do with grammar? How are we remembering our grammar? Just our basic grammar rules, right? Capitalization and punctuation. And so here are your topics to choose from. There are plenty. An email informing me about something, an email about a problem you're facing, an email about a funny experience you've had, an email about a concern you have, about a story you would like to share, about a request that you have. These requests can be made up. The experiences can be made up. The concerns can be made up. The point here isn't just making sure that you write an email. If you just click on this, it'll take you right to writing me an email. Once that email has done and you have corrected the yo bra one, terrible email, you may then submit this must-do email activity. This is going to act as your first real grade of this 9 weeks. So please, 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 if you have any questions about how to write this email, ask me before you send it. Please do that. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching.